Right, guys. Bit of action here this morning. It's cool this morning. It's only going to be 25 today. Do you reckon? Fantastic. And we had, I wouldn't say a lot of rain. We had a good bit of rain last night for this time of the year anyway. So that'll keep things damped down, and it will certainly help with the fire risk situation. And we've got a few more days now of this tropical type weather where it's sunny and then thunderstorms, sunny thunderstorms. That's like tropical rainforest type stuff. So that's supposed to be happening today and next couple of days. Fantastic. I'll go for that. Got a bit of action outside here this morning. It's only 7:30, and we've got the Verge men out, and they got this huge wagon with a great big circular saw on an arm, and they just trim all the trees back. And that's where you can see where your council tax goes here. And I don't know how they do for the money. I really don't. But it's all done. And I think it helps because the mayor and all their oppos all live in our street, our road. It's going to help things along, isn't it? They all walk down in the morning to the. I don't know which one's the mayor. I've got a good idea, but they're all and they're all ladies, so they're very effective. That kind of thing. Like our roads, it's well looked after, and the surface. I don't know what they've done. I don't know what they did, but it was done in 2008, and it was a European project, one of the first actually. 2007, I think it was done. 2008, and there's European signs up everywhere now. There's another one just gone up in the square down the bottom. It's a triangle. Our square's a triangle. And it's and they're always doing little bits and bobs down there. And they've renovated the mayor's office, the council office. Very well run round here. The watermen are always around. And it's just all around generally. And I asked them once where the water comes from. Our water, and it's straight up the valley, halfway up the mountain. Can't get better than that. It's virtually spring water. I said, did you put anything in it? And he said, well, we just put something in to stop the algae in the tanks. And he said very, very little, just I don't know what they put in it, but I would suppose with a tank like that, you've got to put something in it, unless it's flowing all the time, water. I know where the tank is. It's up where the houses end. There's a big concrete. Most valleys have got these things. Up to some of them have got 2 or 3. So you're getting your water straight from the mountain. Fantastic. So the Verge men have been there. So they got this great big saw, zoom, and they chop all the hedges and everything. And they've also got people go around with strimmers as well, doing the verges. They've got a strimmer gang as well, and a chainsaw man. He does. There's little pathways in the forest, and he trims all them with his chainsaw. So everything's kept spick and span round here. And they've nearly finished the wall next door, which I'm happy about now. I'm happy with that, because we are now demarcated, me and the neighbour, and he can now he's free to not encroach anymore, because that's the encroaching's done now. He can't get into my land. He's blocked himself in. It's it's better for me than probably is for him, because I'd never go in his land. But the builders have done a good job, and we did have our little kind of private conversations as to who owns what and whose land is whose. But they got the hang of it in the end. They got the hang of it, and well, they'd pinched everything that they could. But anything that wasn't bolted down, they'd already took all my bits. Bits of metal, straight edges and all that kind of thing. You need them. You need them, for doing various things now and again. And they pinched them all, and I took them all back. I hid them, so they couldn't see or accuse me of going on their land, because they could have done, really, technically. Anyway. So there was no animosity anyway, because I saw the conversation when I took all these straight edges back, and the owner was there as well, so that was even better. Because one of them said, he blew his mate up. He said, "Where did you get them?" Because he said they'd gone. My straight edges. Steel, metal, it costs money, and he pointed over there, and he said, and one of them said, well, he did that well, what you expect, Anyway, because the other lads who were working on my boundary, they don't touch anything. There's 3 young lads, but there was one guy over there, and he was on the other perimeter, over the other next door neighbour but one. And he's the one who took everything. There was one lad, and I don't think he was like a Roma. I think he was Bulgarian looking. I don't think it was. And these lads were the Roma guys. They never touched anything, and they're all right. They were polite. They said that it's 2 young lads. Anyway, so, there you go. But this lad, Lightfinger, he was taken out. He took me chair. He took me bucket. He emptied the bucket. I had a load of kindling collected off the land. And he tipped it out and pinched the bucket and put his tools in it. Well, I wasn't happy with that, but anyway, he got his tools slung all over the place, and he still never got the message. He was still in, and he must have maybe he waited till he saw my car go away, and come and get the stuff that he'd cased out the joint, and he knew where it all was, and he took it. Anyway, that game came to an end, because I just put everything inside the walls, the walled area, and put some metal sheets up. Anyway, fun and games, but this is what they're like, builders. He may not, to him it just looks like all one piece of land. Whether he, I don't think he really thought that, but these builders, it doesn't live here, so it's and the land was all open before they built the wall. Well, it's quite obvious now that there's 2 pieces of land. Anyway, that's benefit of the doubt, by the way. That's but they're all right. They've been okay, and they're They're not. They're not wild. We had some wild people at the beginning when they were knocking the house down. They brought about 20. There was about 20 of them. They were everywhere. That was a bit. Well, I wasn't say stressful, but it was like you got to keep an eye on them. And they always encroach. They always do. And they were putting all the rubbish on top of my wood outside the door. Just crisp bags and cups, and that's what they do. And the bin's just there, straight opposite, They don't know what a bin is. That's all builders here. They just put little bags of rubbish everywhere. And I used to just sling it into the site, where they, back into the site. And you've just got to, I don't know, mark your territory just like they do. That's what they do. Anyway, so that's what's been going on here. I mean, living in the middle of nowhere, it's like this is the most action-packed middle of the nowhere place on earth. There's always something going on. Whether it's now, it's like clearing the trees. In the winter, snow. The snow plows up and down. And he's a nuisance. Because when the snow plow goes up and down, it makes an ice wall either side of the road. If you're not careful, you've got to clear it straight away while it's still snow, because it compacts and becomes ice. And that's murdering it. And if it goes up against your car, which it does, you've got to clear it straight away. You've got to be on the ball. But it comes up and down too often. Maybe that's the mayor again, being overzealous because she lives up the street here. I don't know. But he's a nuisance. The old snowplow. He does makes more of a mess sometimes than and he can turn the blade, so he could shove all the snow over the road where there's just a hedge, but he doesn't. He goes one way up the road and pushes it to one side, and comes down and pushes it the other side. I suppose he's got to do that, because he'd end up with a huge ice wall over the other side. Anyway, but he became a little bit of a nuisance last winter, because it wasn't even snowing sometimes, but he just pushed the sides out further each pass, and just make another snow wall, an ice wall, if you weren't careful. And keeps you fit, but that's not, well, some of it's unavoidable. He's got to clear the road. Yeah. And then you've got to dig your way out straight away. And I also learned in Bulgaria, you've got to keep your car. Don't let the car, because it consolidates with the sun in the daytime, and it becomes ice on your car, gets in all the door little gaps and everything, and it becomes pack ice. So you've got to keep your car clear at all times. Daily clearing. Well, it doesn't snow all the time, but it can do. And it keeps you fit and warm. And I like digging snow. It's one of the things, but not ice. When this man does the ice walls, that's hard. Sometimes if you don't do it straight away, it's very, very difficult to even move it. You got to wait for the sun, then. So you've got to stay on top. Anyway, so that's where all our council tax goes, and it's all well serviced and well kept. And, you get your snow cleared and everything. Street lighting. Bins emptied like clockwork. I mean, how they can't do this? And if you work out how much people pay and the population density in the UK, there's no excuse. That place should be like pristine, and it isn't. It isn't. They waste so much time on other things, and money. They waste a lot of money. They've got police now. They've just passed another bill against free speech online. And Trump keeps saying to Starmer, you've got to sort this free speech. We've got free speech. We have free speech. We're very proud of that. He said it again in Scotland. And then he passed this bill. He's got an army of police, more now, more. Just watching what people are saying online. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. And why are they doing it? Because they know they're losing. Do you know we're all talking, including me? I'm not very kind of vociferous or like anything like that. You just observe and make the odd comments and don't say too much and that. But they know we're onto them, and they can't escape, and they know. And they're trying their best now with this. It's called what's it called? Online safety bill or something like that. Disgrace. The UK is a disgrace. That they backed another horse that they're backing. Free speech. Another one. And the population, they've set themselves up for all this all over the years by going along with the political correctness, and now they've got all the people in place because they got away with it, and all the political correctness, and everyone went along with it, and everyone's self-policing, and all the councillors and all the police, they're all your people, they're all English people. They're doing it to themselves. They might be police and they might be lawyers and judges. Disgraceful. And they're doing it to themselves. And a lot of it's to the benefit of other people, if you know what I mean. And so, and that was a big card as well. That's always been a big card, the racist card, far right. And now it's all coming home. Who was right? They used to say, not far right, right so far. And that now, it's all coming on top now. It's all coming on top of the lefties because they're all getting, they'll all be getting yanked off Shepherd's Crook. And we were all right. And we were right about the lockups because that everyone was a Zippo. We were right about that. Well, I think so, anyway. Because the whole population has gone into the veil of silence. Because that's what they've been told to do. That's what the consensus was. Because they whipped them up and into like all this self-policing and snitching at the time over nothing. Didn't happen here. No way. And none of this would happen. This free speech garbage, because people don't need all this shit because they don't have the problems. They haven't imported the problems, and they carry on, in a civilized manner. Here, it's a very civilized place, Bulgaria. And the community, it's local. They all talk. Like I say, the mayor's up here. I can go out now. It's 8 o'clock now. I can go out now, and she'll walk past in a few minutes. Just say hello. That's the mayor. So they're your neighbour. So all this stuff is like that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Not these elites with these militarised police forces. It's ridiculous to carry on like that in the country. It's absolutely the way it's gone, and the population. They are part of the population. They're your cousins, your brothers, sisters. These cops and lawyers and councillors, and whoever, and they're the foot soldiers for the WEF crowd, the globalists. They're the foot soldiers. So, they're all doing it to themselves. All the cops and robbers, they're all the same people. Okay. Cheers. But it doesn't happen everywhere, and this is what they think. They think the UK, and you can tell by the way they say things, well, and they think Eastern Europe is this like lawless. They've always thought that. Corrupt. The UK is the most corrupt place that ever existed, and the USA. They make these places look like get kind of civilized. Well, they are. All the Balkans and all the Eastern European, they've got problems. Everyone has problems, but it's much more civilized here. I'll tell you that now. Cheers.